She called them Mechazoids!
That sounds super made up! Finally, I get to fight someone I can really let loose on. This is the best day of my life!
What have you learned from the first film going into this series that kind of informed you and your characters' like relationship? Do you feel like it's gotten easier to jump back into these roles as turtles?
I would say yes, because now we kind of have something to work from. You know, like we have a movie already completely done that we know what people like in that. So I mean, just highlighting those aspects and just staying true to that original energy and that original, turtle magic that we brought on the mic, I think was just the most important part.
Yeah, and piggybacking off of what Brady was saying, like keeping that same energy and then kind of building our personal characters and having character development helped us a lot, having that foundation of the last movie.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. Like having worked on the film all together, kind of seeing every turtle and how they, interact with each other going into this series now where we're all having these individual arcs. It's very interesting to see like how Mikey handles a situation on his own or how Raph deals with talking his way out of an encounter. And it's a very interesting process to see these turtles kind of, split apart.
Yeah.
I think that the easiest part was just jumping in the personality of the character. But I think the hardest part is keeping up with the voice. Like, like too many hits. So it's like,
Right.
so it's hard to keep, like, the young, and it's like I play the youngest turtle. So it's trying to keep my voice as high pitched as possible. But I think other than that, like, it was hard.
That's great. That's great to hear. You guys have fantastic chemistry. And so I kind of wanted to talk about the idea that this, especially in the first half, really splits you guys apart.
So I guess I'll toss it right back to you, Shaman.
With Mikey, like, being away from his brothers and you kind of having to carry an episode on your own. How was that experience?
It was super cool. My episode, I got paired up with Pete Davidson, who I unfortunately didn't meet, but it was super cool to just like hear his voice in the middle of just like, me doing my takes, and it's like they're playing it back to me and I'm watching different clips in the middle of recording sometimes, and it's just like, it's just cool. Like, I never thought that one alone that I would be a Ninja Turtle, but to think that I would get my own like whole episode. Like I used to watch, certain characters having cartoons and stuff growing up. So it's amazing.
I wanted to toss one at you, Brady. We kind of already referenced that, like, Raph talking his way out of scenarios, right? Which is a really unique position for him to be in. Again, all of these characters are separated, which I think is interesting. We kind of get to focus on their strengths and weaknesses. What was it like going up against the Purple Dragons, like a classic TMNT villain for the first time as well?
I think that was pretty sick. I think it's a little nostalgic for everyone. But I think it showcases a different side of Raph. Like, like negotiating his way out of a kidnapping is kind of crazy. He's typically the type to just like punch his way through and just fight through and get all angry. But I mean, he reasons with the Purple Dragons, and once his opportunity strikes, he slips on out. So, yeah, I mean, it was a great encounter and really good fight scene, actually. I very much enjoyed that in that episode.
Yeah, meeting Hun and Angel was also like really, really cool and nostalgic, like you guys were saying.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, just quick question. Have you guys recorded anything for the next movie?
We have not. We are in the dark about everything with the next movie, pretty much. So that's much as we know so far.
Brady, you have photos on your Instagram.
What? No.
So
No. Wait,
You do.
wait,
I'll say this.
We've started preparing. We started preparing.
We started
Okay.
a little rough draft.
But Brady,
Oh, we did it.
but
That
Brady
was
is
for
right.
that.
We are in the
you guys are
dark.
wrong. No, they are wrong. They are wrong. No, we did not say anything for that. That was for the
By the time this comes out, you have enough time to delete everything off your Instagram.
I thought that was okay to say. I don't know. I thought, we're in the booth again.
Who knows?
Sequels
All right.
announced, it's
Maybe we
coming.
haven't. Maybe we have. Who knows? Yeah.
You didn't reveal anything crazy.
No.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. We're not getting you guys in trouble. Don't worry. Yeah. I wanted to ask Micah,
Yes.
Donatello very notably does machines.
Yes.
But it seems like he's been very hesitant to like embrace that side of himself.
Yeah.
Until we get him versus Bishop.
Of course, yeah. I think Bishop is one of the craziest villains. I mean, it was exciting. I mean, I've been looking forward for this moment. I think Donnie stepped up in this moment, and I think it was portrayed really right from the writer's perspective to add that in there. But I think Bishop's a very strong character, and I think it was needed, and I'm glad that we finally get to see it, and I'm excited for you all to see it. But yeah, I mean, it was just awesome, and Donnie's very intelligent and unique, so I think they use that advantage really well.
I love seeing all of the turtles like coming into their own. We had them all together in the first film, and now we're starting to break them up a little bit. Nicholas, I have one question for you as well. I know we have to wrap up. Leonardo, famously the leader, but now he's on his own. What was it like seeing Leo learn how to fight for himself without his brothers?
Man, I think it was very interesting because, you know, you do think of him as the leader, and when he doesn't have a unit to command, it's like, what happens to this guy? But I think in the episode you see he kind of has to, learn to do it himself because there's no other way. Like, it's do or die. You have to do this, man. You're getting chased by an evil robot. But I think you also see the trust that he has in his brothers and how he really worries for them and he cares about them because even though he's dealing with his own stuff, he realizes, hey, all my brothers are going through something else individually as well, and I'm worried about him. But I think he does pretty well for himself.
We're going to squeeze in one more question before the buzzer sounds. Who is your favorite turtle? You can't choose the one you already play. This is open for everyone.
I would take probably Leo. I like his weapons actually the best. I like his double swords. Pretty sick. Leo's always been my favorite growing up, so.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go Donatello.
All right.
Sorry. I don't know. I've always liked the bow staff and then him being more techie. And then, like, when I was growing up, purple was my favorite color. So
Sweet.
I saw it on the bandana. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's pieces, obviously, from every turtle that I love. But, I mean, I would have to... I grew up loving Raphael, but I also loved Leo. And I like Mikey. Mikey has a fun energy, so I'm going to go with Mikey.
I'm going Leo. I like being in control. So
Okay.
And my favorite color is blue, so that's
Sick.
too.
So thank you all so much for your time. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great one.